Hello Aries, welcome to a timeless Justice for Aries reading where we discuss however justice wants to be discussed and the views of the energies that I read for, which is one of two channels that I run, and this is specifically for Sekhmet's energy. Bear in mind, as the energy to read for Sekhmet energy, she may be merciless in the delivery of however and whatever topic she may want to disclose, and however it may trigger thee to heed her message. Please bear in mind that you have decided to tap into a collective general reading, and this is not a one-to-one reading, so use your discernment to take all the bits and pieces that resonate with you. Leave anything with the reading behind that may not have. Okay? All right, Aries, anything that brought you here, whether you're Aries or not, is irrelevant for you being here. Bear in mind that in regards to the reading, feminine and masculine energies are non-gender specific. However, remember that femininity encapsulates feminine and masculine energies, and masculinity also encapsulates feminine and masculine energies. As far as myself, I am 7th, aka Master 7th. I read these energies for you. I've said it now so many times. A little bit of clarity is that I'm a master healer that provides remote wellness alignments and tarot intuitive insights such as this. For more information and how to travel between two of the channels that I run, the description box below will have that information for you. All right, justice for Aries. All right, you're in the spirit of yourself. Instead of the manipulation of trying to figure out another person at this time, you're figuring out who you are. You're merciless at that approach in doing so as well. You want to stop disappointing people. Your ego is well driven as far as having very influence of Aries connotation in this depiction, that especially also with the Fool here taking the lead, you are the trendsetter. You are a natural born leader, because what makes you lead is the power of your own intuitive insights and your die-hard belief system internally that you should show up to that which it is you feel. So anything that kind of comes in an argumentative state and having to ask why you're there at that moment, you don't shy away from mentioning or clarifying for another individual, which could more or less in the heat of the moment be energies of non-chemistry. So this means arguments, discussion, and having just a different mindset, because that's why your mindset is being asked of, or at least you feel called in that moment to speak your mindset in that situation. That makes you, in more ways than one, a very astute spiritual trendsetter, what is this? Trendsetter of a leader. And there are some frailties to that there are certain aspects of self that are still in need to revolutionize themselves as well as mature for themselves, and that is in a way of how you walk, of how you talk and uphold yourself, and the pressing dedication to never stop and smell the roses, and also going to another garden and smelling the roses, never falling shy of an adventure, never falling shy of an experience. And that is what really magnetizes the overall beautiful magnetism that transcends all through time and space, and is infectious to all and anyone, even if they're not prominent of Aries, right? The constellations is an element that the atmosphere touches all, and vice versa. So we all have a degree of everything and anything within us. Okay, so I do feel that the trials and tribulations as of late have been like, I'm hearing the word disastrous. However that may mean for you emotionally, physically, intuitively, mentally. It has been very challenging. Some of you have or may still be trying to forgo addictive personalities, whether that's addictive in arguing, addictive in not giving a shit about people, addictive to not giving a shit about yourself, or supplementing that pain with drugs. I'm seeing a very heavy usage of drugs, or at least being around in that environment where it's very close to you. And you know, when those fragile moments come up, I can't not speak on an opportunity that if you should feel called to do so, to utilize the information in the description box below and your intuition to see whether or not you'd like to work with me. There is no such thing as time and space, so wherever you are is in perfect condition, at least when it comes to working with me. Alright, so the soul is heavy at this time, alright? And the people around you are also not very, to be honest, very mature. They're not very mature. They're sending mixed messages, mixed signals. They're confusing the soul within you. At this time, you might have a better relationship and a better kindred spirit in focusing on life goals. And I'm also hearing pets. Having better relationship is also like, I'm seeing a botanist, plants, herbalist, like extending the relationship that you have internally with fundamental relationships mirroring back to you in the physical realm, in the third dimension, which is lacking for a lot of you. You don't have that sense of security, that backbone, that support group near you. It seems a bit artificial, the people that are around you. I'm hearing it's time to change the group, the clique, pivot into something else. If that something else brings the clique, then that means, you know, you might be soul magnetized with each other, and they'll mature in ways that their soul outgrew the pattern that they didn't recognize, but you recognize for them. You can't change a person, you change yourself, and if that welcomes change in another person, then that's the ultimate connection of, you know, uniformity. However, the caliber of the relationship ties to one another. This could be parent to child, child to parent. This could be neighborly. This could be extended family, family married in, and all types of relationships. Okay. The soul is being pressed at this time. This is just really what it is. There's too much immaturity around you for the reading to care about helping you make egotistical choices. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, the reading is not interested in giving you egotistical sound bites of what you could or couldn't do, because here with the Queen of Swords energy, you have the intellect to understand. As a transcender of being Aries, you are the foundational footprint to get the gears going. And with the element of that, you know when you're no longer in cahoots or in harmony with the energies around you. You naturally tend to leave something that isn't harmonious. The moment it's a tug of war, you're not interested in, because the power of the magician is pretty much asking you always to be in control of a situation, which could be a blessing and a curse, right, at the same time. With the same contradiction, with the same appeal, is power of knowing thy blessings and knowing curses, to choose the latter. And all those choices are made by you, formed by you, cured, protected, challenged, all by your energies. There's a lot of need to shuffle the deck here for you. So this is me having to do with really challenging yourself to clear your mental space. Okay, so you can see better in the alignments of what the Queen of Swords energy sees, to gain your structure of the King of Pentacles and your Ten of Pentacles, which streamlines the hope and belief that following your intuition and following the insights that you may have felt in the beginning of the reading kind of carry forth to the end of the reading. That there aren't aspects to fear, not even people. Even if the maturity and immaturity is around you in the forms of people and people who have, you know, terrible vices on their own, which misery likes company and they want to pull you down with them. I don't think your level of soul awakening will allow that to happen. And if it has happened already, I think you're going to see not the light at the end of the tunnel, but the light illuminating the journey towards the end of the light of the tunnel. And know that you don't need to dabble with anchoring void of space energy to get an understanding of the void that you feel. The void has enough answers without needing to supplement any kind of addictive personality. And that will get you to the Ten of Pentacles in this reading. Yep. Finding that illumination of sense of security ripping through you is your ability to be mature and immature at the same level of what the people around you are. There is a sense of chemistry with the people that are immature around you, and so you do illuminate that sense of I guess I must be in that equal sense of space with you. Yet when I said the soul energy earlier, it makes you grander here looking at the Page of Swords energy than it did with the Page of Wands energy, where the Page of Wands was illuminated with the enlightenment and courage of the Fool energy. And there is a sense of vigor that comes from the Page of Wands that the Page of Swords has to feel throughout his or her journey in order to feel bigger than the problem itself, bigger than the misery of terrible patterns, and recognize those indoctrinations or limitations or detours or dead ends for themselves, and emotionally take that symbiosis of discovery and then move in the power of fight or flight, wherever that journey may lead you. Going again back to the shuffling context, maybe writing will help you, literally getting words out onto paper, limiting your internal validation seeking and not using AI to supplement the reasons as to how you should be able to feel or move. Crying out loud, stop asking AI how to be a person. Resources is different than asking them to be a person. Alright, Uranus, Rebellion 25, that's that energy right there. Alright, you are your person. No energy of artificiality can tell you how to be a human being. Aquarius, 11, individuality. That's nurturing cause energy here, giving you the fight or flight. Trigger, but asking you to believe in the beautification of what it may mean. Trusting the flight of your emotions and the symbols and messages that transcend you through all time and space. We have Pluto, death. That of which doesn't align with you is to feel like death, to teach you that you've outgrown it and further and beyond and more vast. And in being more vast, well, Aries, don't you like being a leader? Alright, with that being said, Aries, I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space, and may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing.